Dawn is coming. Seek the first seer.
Interesting. I was just thinking about you. Never mind. What is it? Called you? What do you mean? Did he send a messenger? Psionics. Figures. No, it wasn't your dream. It was an illusion. He must have planted it in your head while you were at the temple and simply triggered it last night. A mental puppet play, if you want to call it that. No idea. Probably some kind of passphrase. Well, go see him. You'll see what this is all about then, but I'm pretty sure he's considering you for the mission. And this is his last test. In other words, our plan has worked. Correct. And, thank you for filling me in on this.
Ria, Jara.
You will liberate us. He was a good man for us all. Behave yourself, son child. You don't belong.
You? I thought my instructions were clear. Wait until you hear from us. A dream? That? Oh, I understand. Then go see Brother Sorrow at once and tell him the same thing. He will lead you to the Father. That is correct. Which is why I hope that you realize how great an honor this is. It doesn't matter. Go up to the tower, deeper into the mountain. At the end of the hallway, you'll find stairs ending in a wall. Now go. The Father must not be kept waiting.
Go. I understand. You may pass. Descend. You'll see.
So you received my message. Good. Come, take a seat. I will be with you in a moment. To finally meet you in person. I would introduce myself to you, but you already know who I am. Well, you are not the first person to say that. The first seer has already told me about you. He said that you and Brother Wrath recovered the lost pages, and also that you are, how should I say, unusual. He did not lie, as I see now. You do indeed have something peculiar about you. Tell me, how do you feel about Brother Wrath, Tharael, as you call him? Well, do you feel sympathy, antipathy, affection, hatred, or maybe even a connection of sorts? So you are one of those people who shroud their opinions in humor. Interesting. Be that as it may, the First Seer had nothing but praise for you, and suggested that I consider you for our expedition, and I have, provided that you are still interested. Good to hear. The formalities first. You will receive 250 pennies in advance, and another 250 if the mission turns out to be a success. A generous pay, as you no doubt realize. I assume you know that it will be dangerous. Nonetheless, I would like you to understand the background of this undertaking fully if you are to work with us. Come. I present the human body, a simulacrum. It's not. As I said, I want you to understand. Does the name Manit Dalgalang sound familiar to you? The man who left his body. He was one of the former Grand Masters of the Order, a righteous man, but also of a very reclusive nature. It is said that Dalgalang had always been a little peculiar. Thus, he made freeing himself from this sense of estrangement his purpose in life. Yes, as though life was a bad play that his body was forced to take part in, Dalgalang despised all the other things people enjoyed. He didn't copulate, ate only as much as his body needed, and slept very little. Well, one day he vanished, just like that, in the bright light of day, during one of his meditations at the Eye of the Gods. Even though there were observers, the Order didn't record his vanishing in the chronicles for obvious reasons. According to them, Dalgalang simply disappeared on a pilgrimage. I believe so. He succeeded in freeing his spirit from the vessel of his body, and the strange occurrences that happened after confirm my theory. His mother, for example, insisted that he visited her in spectral form at the death feast, and told her that he was sorry. His servant, who was the closest thing Dalgalang had to a friend, heard his voice when he laid down flowers at his pathstone. Or the keepers, who saw a ghost meditating in his former laboratory at night. All coincidences or phantasms, you may say, but to me, it is clear that Dalgalang achieved his goal. He managed to separate his soul from his body. He achieved transcendence. I suppose you could say that, yes. Dalgalang was among the first humans to realize how misguided we are and how little of our potential we actually use. When I first heard his story, I instantly recognized myself in him. In particular, his fascination with the idea of overcoming our fleshly nature. I was enthralled and made this idea the purpose of my life, which finally led me to found the Rhalata. Frankly, I still find it baffling how few people share this quest. All they care about is the satisfaction of their carnal desires. They are so proud of what separates them from a pig, and yet they achieve little else in their lives. Eat, copulate, die. And all it would take to show them what their minds are capable of would be a glimpse into their dreams. Either way, I digress. Well, are we not freer in our dreams than we could ever be in waking life? We can have our bodies take on every shape there is, and time and space are meaningless. Imagine having this kind of freedom in reality. Exactly, and that's where you come in. As it turns out, the secret to transcendence was hidden in the lost pages of J.L. Tannisson's book, where he describes his initiation ritual in the Room of Paintings. That is correct. But I have had the pleasure of talking to some of them over the centuries, and was able to convince them to divulge their secrets to me. It's not some kind of room. The Room of Paintings is a force of nature, one that has the power to change you in a way that far exceeds the ability of normal magic. Either way, I will spare you the details. What you need to know is that we believe the room of paintings to be inside a temple we excavated over the past years. And that is what this expedition is about. You and the other mercenaries will venture into its depths and establish a portal for my Rhalâta and me to step through once you found the room, where we will finally sever our minds from our bodies. Correct. It will prevail. Only the Rhalâta who have proven themselves worthy will ascend with me. The rest of them will stay behind with the first seer, who will take over the mask. Then, when the time comes, they will follow us. No. First, because I have reason to believe that the weak-willed among us wouldn't survive the separation. Second, because our teachings are too important to risk them getting lost. Someone needs to continue spreading our faith. What it is or who built it, I can't say. Only that it must have been an ancient civilization. And by ancient, I mean one that existed long before the Pyreans. The Black Libra, the cult the Butcher of Ark belonged to, merely used this place to conduct their rituals of initiation. In the Frost-Cliffed Mountains, that's where you will go. They could, but the temple is dangerous. Only if you let them eat you. According to my research, 4 groups need to enter the temple simultaneously through its 4 individual entrances. These groups will be made up of 2 mercenaries and 1 voice each to guide you. Once you found the temple, your mission will be considered a success, and you will be paid. Any questions? I don't know. Finding that out is part of your mission. As soon as possible, after this conversation has ended, you will make your way to the excavation site and wait for my arrival. Since you've already worked with Brother Wrath, you will form a group with him and another mercenary I will choose myself. Do you have a map? Show me. Good. This is where you'll find the site. I recommend you take a Myrad to the Frostcliff Tavern and walk from there. You will. Ask. Yes. Shady business. I do not consider our business as shady. It is merely the circumstances which make it appear as such. Ultimately, it's a simple bargain. We offer the people safety, and they pay us for it. No different from what the guards do for the noblemen. Fair point. However, if we were to permit the people down here to form their own militias, it would merely be a matter of moons until these militias would turn into gangs and start fighting each other. We ensure stability, and all we ask for in return is a small tribute. Those who have nothing to give do not need to pay. Ah, yes, the tribunal, the epitome of law and order, isn't it? But yes, I see why our ways of delivering justice might seem barbaric to you. You would think differently about it if you had spent some years in my position. Why? Because the Undercity is the place our movement was born. I have considered a change of location several times, but the more I thought about it, the more I came to realize the perks of this place. For example, it is far easier to spread the Rhalâta from here than it would be from a secluded monastery somewhere in the mountains. Not to mention the history this place now has. Well observed. Yes, it is. When I created the Rhalâta, I drew inspiration from a myriad of philosophical, religious, and spiritual writings, and some of these were Kyrenian. Rhalata Shera means a variety of things. See the Rhalata. I see the Rhalata. The Rhalata knows. Take your pick. Good question. I suppose it is because you are different somehow. You have a presence that fascinates me, and even though I do not understand why it does, it was enough to spark my interest. It is. Ask the Lightborn. Extending one's life a little is not as hard as you may think, but I am not immortal, if that is what you wanted to know. I'm afraid an appropriate answer would take more time than we can spare. Suffice it to say that psionics is a powerful school when mastered. I will try to answer. I'm afraid I don't have an answer to that. It could be that we see what the Butcher of Ark saw, but I do not think that will happen. As I said, the room always shows us that which we must see. It has the power to change us, but what this change ultimately looks like depends on our intentions as we enter it. There are plans, but I do not expect that to happen. Allow me to answer with another question. Of all the characteristics that make you the person you are, which one is paramount? Your breasts, the slit between your thighs, or that which allows you to have this conversation with me? Is that so? If I were to extract your consciousness and transfer it into a new artificial body, would you suddenly be another person, simply because your vessel had changed? Gender is just another asinine attribute we wrongly identify ourselves with. Isn't it ludicrous if you think about it? We are so proud of what apparently separates us from animals, yet we blindly submit ourselves to the domination of our flesh. Young, old, beautiful, hideous, man, woman, all descriptors of something ultimately irrelevant. I wasn't. My vessel has always had aspects of both genders, but the time when I attributed any importance to this fact is long since past. This is where we disagree. Probably because I never considered myself a spiritual leader. I am a scientist. In fact, I don't think much of religion. Knowledge, introspection, and silence are the keys to spiritual growth, not blind obedience to the rules as religion preaches it.
What the? Oh, you. I take it you accepted the Father's invitation. Tell me. I see. Though I still don't understand why the Father wanted you personally. That's not like him at all. Either way, now comes the critical part. This expedition is the only chance we're going to get. The fact that he assigned us both to the same group is a good start. Join our cause? We don't. We kill him the first chance we get. The last thing we need is an additional risk. It surely won't be anyone deserving your pity. Almost everyone whom the Rhalata would hire has earned their death 1,000,000 times over. Just remember what the First Seer asked of you as a symbol of trust. I suggest you head to the temple as soon as possible. I'll probably arrive with the Father. No idea. Let's just prepare for the worst. Until then, I'm counting on you.
That's close enough. Who are you? Oh, really? And since when does the Father deal with mercenary scum in person?
Let her through, sister. She speaks the truth.
Brother Sorrow, are you... I mean...
Step aside.
Of course.
Go to the other sleepers and wait there. The Father will be here within the hour. Beneath us. No.
The 8th member arrives. Our company is finally complete. I'm Zara. Pleasure to meet you. I am, as you can tell by my dark skin and my almond-shaped eyes. Jokes aside, Zara is my street name. I got rid of the old one a while ago. Well, because something happened. Let's put it this way. Something taught me to be more careful about who I trust. I couldn't have put it any better. These lunatics are as likable as a horde of rotten lost ones. And sadly, our colleagues here are no better.
Maybe because we're here to fight and not to chat.
The one doesn't exclude the other, darling. Do you know when the fun is going to start? As far as I know, we're just waiting for the big lunatic to arrive, aren't we? Good, because I'm freezing my ass off. Come on, let's take a walk. So, tell me, any idea what we're up against down there? That first seer was quite taciturn, and all I know is that we're supposed to find some kind of rune-ornamented door. But why do they need mercenaries for that? As unlikable as these lunatics are, they know how to fight. And the pay makes you wonder if they didn't have one too many sniffs of glimmercap dust. Huh, I see. And what's the threat? Lost ones? Vatirs? Pity. Well, nothing better than a surprise, is there? How did you end up here, anyways? How long have you been working for the Rhalata? Likewise. I usually don't mind a bit of mystery in my missions, but there's something off about these Rhalâim. I don't think I'll do another job for them, no matter the pay. Have you ever seen this father character in person? I figured. Well, I guess all we can do for now is wait a little while. I'll hit the hay for an hour. I haven't slept in ages. See you then.
Brothers and sisters, children of the Rhalâs, the day we have all been waiting for is here. The world is on the brink. It always has been, but never before have the signs been more clear. An illness, which the Order calls the Red Madness, devours people's minds. Wars plague the land, and frenzied animals tear apart cattle and farmers alike. And it is only a matter of time before this country too will drown in chaos. You, my lambs, know my teachings. You know the Rhalâs, and you've devoted your souls to it, because you realize it is the key to freedom. An end to the suffering which all those people who choose to live their lives in their fleshly vessels consider their inevitable fate. And they are right. Their suffering is inevitable, because they refuse to see the truth. A bird in a cage can never fly, no matter how hard it beats its wings. Only breaking the cage can set it free. And tonight, brothers and sisters, we will break it. We call it transcendence, the ultimate detachment from our flesh. The last step on a long path that we have walked together. Beneath our feet, in the depths of this eons-old temple, lies the secret, the room of paintings that is key to transcendence. The temple that holds it, however, is as dangerous as it is powerful. And that is why today there are sleepers among us. Accompanied by one of us, their task will be to clear the way. Once the deed has been done, I will take you into the depths of this ruin, where side by side we will leave our vessels behind us, once and for all. You two, what are your names?
Stalron.
Ewa.
Good. Sister Addiction, you will accompany Ewa and Stalron. Brother Greed will give you the runes to open the portal. Simply place it in front of the gate to the room of paintings, and I will do the rest.
Yes, Father. How will we recognize the room?
You will know it when you find it. You two, what are your names?
Taiwan del Sharis.
Rugen.
Good. You'll go with Brother Hatred. What about you?
Zara.
You will go with Brother Wrath and his companion. And you will go with Sister Lust.
Understood. When do we set out?
As soon as you have finished your preparations. Sister Addiction, Brother Hatred, you and your groups will go in first. Sister Lust, you will form the second group together with Brother Wrath. You will descend half an hour after the first group. As the first seer has already told you, whatever the temple provides in treasure and loot is yours to keep. You will receive the second half of your payment once the mission has been completed. Are there any questions?
Yes. What in blazes are you? You're not human. I can feel it.
Watch your mouth.
At ease, brother. I am the Father. That is all you need to know.
Lunatics.
Whew. Guy sure knows how to make an entrance, that's for sure.
Psionics, are you ready?
As ready as I can be in this bloody cold. You're Brother Wrath, aren't you? Nice name. Very reassuring.
You may call me Tharael if it makes you feel better. Good to work with you again. I hope you'll stick to the rules as well as you did before.
You know each other?
Yes, this woman did a great service for the Rhalata. Without her, this mission wouldn't be possible.
Good to know. Anyway, anything else that needs discussing? As far as I'm concerned, our objectives are pretty clear. Enter the temple, find the room, and open a portal, right?
Yes.
Good. Then I'll go warm up a little until it's our turn to go down. See you then. Here's to a good run.
Brother Wrath, it's your turn.
Yes. Mercenary, we're leaving.
As you command.
Lead the way.
By the way, pleasure to work with you again, Zara. I didn't know you were back in Enderal.
And I'm already regretting it. Of course, my first mission had to take me into this bloody ice desert. I'm already missing Kyra.
I bet. Where's your better half, though? What was his name?
Quiet.
All right, all right. Four entrances for four groups. As if the father knew.
Hold it. A message from Brother Hatred.
What's it say?
They took the western and the eastern entrances. In other words, we'll take the north and south.
Shouldn't we stay together?
It's the will of the temple. Also, if one of our groups runs into a trap, the others can still finish the job. Brother Wrath, you take the southern entrance.
Agreed.
Then go. From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation. Good luck.
From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation.
From ashes to blood, from blood to liberation.
Shut up.
Oh, what is that stuff?
I wouldn't touch it.
At the risk of blowing your mind, I wasn't planning on it.
You? What are you doing here?
Kill it.
No! Wait!
One of the temple's illusions. The father warned us.
And what if it wasn't an illusion? What if this temple, I don't know, teleported him inside somehow?
Him?
Yes.
I understand. We're seeing different things. What about you? What did you see? Makes sense. So this illusion is somehow tied to our spirits.
By the seven. This is sick.
You knew what you were in for. That barrier over there. Let's take a closer look.
Just keeps on getting worse. What in the blazes is this place?
Look out! Well, at least we now know it's not just illusions we're up against. One moment. Enemy! These carvings in the archway mean something... Yeah, that's the language of the Black Libra. The father gave us a kind of translation key. Yes, that's it. This door should lead us right to the room of paintings.
Just when I thought this would be tricky.
Let me see if I could banish the barrier somehow. No. This is hopeless.
Maybe the... Shit, what was that? Did you hear that?
I did. I doubt we'll get through there. We need to find a way to deactivate that barrier. Come on, let's look around. Look out! Waste of time.
More glyphs. Can you translate them?
Let me see. Damn it. This is too complicated.
Really? Let me take a look.
No! This isn't meant for the eyes of a sleeper.
All right, all right. So what do we do then?
We'll keep exploring. Come on.
Just an illusion. Ignore it.
Heart?
Yes. Could that... Wait. That was Brother Hatred. Yes. I'll go take a look. Stay put.
Shouldn't we stay together?
Can't you just for once follow a simple order?
Whoa, whoa, calm down, will you? Go if your life depends on it.
I won't be long.
Blazes. What a bloody prick. Really? Then what is he doing with these lunatics? And here I had almost forgotten how little I miss this bloody country. 11 years, yeah. Mostly in Kyra. Though, things got a little heated over there even for me recently. You know, civil war and so on. So I thought, well, Zara, time to head home, and I jumped on the next ship. And now here I am, in an ancient temple that pits me against illusions and exploding meat puppets. Exciting, yeah, but just a bit too disturbing. Back there, in the hall, what did you see? Or is that too personal? Pity, but understandable. You know, I saw someone who used to be very important to me. Someone who I trusted. Even though I should have known better. I really thought I was over it by now. 13 years, for fuck's sake. 13 years. But seeing him back there, even though it was just an illusion, it brought it all back. But, well, I guess that's life, isn't it? It's only on your deathbed as you lie there shitting in your sheets that the past lets go of you once and for all. Kind of pathetic, isn't it? No. What?
The tribute has been offered. That stone tablet in the room that we were in before, I was able to read it. It said that passing through the gate that leads to the room of paintings requires a blood tribute to be paid. That's what I just did. Worth it. This isn't about being worth it. It's about doing what's required. This woman, if the father hired her, you can be sure that she had more than one skeleton in her closet. She was a cutthroat, like the rest of the mercenary scum down here. Also, killing her was the only way to get through the barrier. That is, unless you were planning on giving your life. Sometimes I get the feeling that you still haven't understood what's at stake here. This is the only chance we're gonna get. Is that clear? And if you think I'm gonna risk that chance to save a murdering sellsword whore's life, you're dead wrong. Now let's push on. We don't want another group to find the room before us.
The tribute must have woken